Hi everyone, Frank Westfall here. Get your dirty clothes on and get your tools out because today I'm going to show you how to replace the front strut assembly on years 1998 to 2002 Toyota Corolla and Chevy Prizm models. If you know the 1998 to 2002 Corollas, you probably also know that Chevy Prizm 98 to 2002s are the exact same cars. They were just branded differently. Real quickly, I'm going to explain a strut assembly versus the strut itself. The strut itself is only the gas piston and this part down here. The assembly is the strut gas piston, the boots that protect it, the spring, and then the top mounting bracket. I recommend doing the whole assembly because this top mounting bracket has some rubber padding in there, and it also has a bearing. Because these go on the front wheels, they have to be able to turn with the wheels. So a lot of times you can get away with just doing the piston part, the actual strut, but the whole strut assembly is a lot easier because you don't have to use a spring compressor to compress the springs. You don't have to disassemble the top and put the assembly back together. And the assemblies, even for good ones, they're only like $20 or $30 more. This is a Monroe quick strut, and it's a mid-level assembly, but it's a quality mid-level. I'm only going to show you the front right here, but it's the exact same process on the left. And it's actually almost identical on the rear. Real quickly, I'll show you the exact model numbers for these Monroe struts. 271951. I think that's the left one. I'm not sure, but 271951 is either the left or the right. And 271952 is either the left or the right. So you'll want one of each, 271952, 271951. Jack it up. Never rely on just the jack. Get some blocks under there. I like to go real high with the jack like that and then back it down a little bit onto the blocks. Now it's really stable. There's no way that thing's falling. Pop your wheel off. These are 21 millimeter lugs. Get that out of the way. Here's exactly what we're going to disassemble here. We're just going to disconnect the brake line. We're going to pull these two large bolts out. And then in the engine bay, this is the very top of the strut assembly. This is the piece with the bearing inside. We're just going to pull those three nuts. And then we're going to pull the whole assembly out, put the new one back in, bolt it back together, and it's done. So first we'll do that one that holds the brake line on. And that is a 14 millimeter. Pop that loose. That's loose. Then we'll do these two. These are a 19. Sometimes you have to hold the back on it. Both of those are 19 millimeter. Got the other one. Now, the only thing holding this strut on are those three bolts up top. Let's go up top. And these three up on top are 12 millimeter. I'll show you as I do this. You can see it dropping down. There's nothing holding it on the car anymore. It's just sitting there. And you don't ever want to lose these caps. If you do, put something else on there, because what happens is moisture and dirt and grime will get in there and it will ruin this bearing on the top of the assembly over time. So always make sure you have your cap. And if you don't have one, you can easily just figure out something else to fit in there. Like on this side, I did the top of a gas cap, I think. I don't know. Or no, it was a brake fluid reservoir cap. But just make sure those are covered. So right now we're removing it. And then we just gently pull this out. Push down on your control arm. Just wiggle it a little bit. Just be careful, be gentle. And there it is. There's the whole strut assembly. Like on this one, this is what I'm talking about with these bearings. There's play in there. That bearing is moving. And that, when you're driving the car, you'll feel it. A little bit of just that little bit. So that's why I used to do just the struts. And you can do just the struts for a while, but I mean, this assembly has 185,000 miles on it. So it's time to just do a whole assembly. And the assemblies are just so much easier than using the spring compressor. Spring compressors, you know, I've had springs pop loose, and you do not want to be on the other side of one of these springs when they pop loose. I'll tell you that. They are dangerous. So yeah, just save yourself the time and get the assembly and get a good one. So here's the new one. It's going to pop in just like that. This is 271951. So the 951 is front right. And that's for Monroe. And just slide it up there, same way we went in. This part's a little tricky just because you're balancing a bunch of moving parts. But what I like to do is get this thing seated up on top. So grab one of these nuts and then line it up top and get 3 nuts in there, but don't tighten them all the way. So just reach under here. Get those aligned. Just get a little bit of thread on there. So it starts holding it, and then the other ones just go on nice and easy. I mean, with the assemblies, it's just really easy to do this. So that's not tight, but it's in place. And then we go back down below, grab yourself one of the 19mm bolts. They can go in either way, but I think the way they originally are is the bolt goes in from the front to the back. And then when you're doing this, just be careful that you don't rip your CV axle boot. You have to finagle this a little bit, but the strut is just hanging there, and I want to push down on the control arm and turn the assembly to line up with the strut. Push down on this some more. Get one of the holes lined up. And now it's just ready to tighten. Pop the other one in. Just wiggle it a little bit to get it in there. Put your nuts on the back. Grab the brake line nut, slide that in there. Thread that down. I'm going to tighten that one first. Get that snug. Tighten down these 19s. I don't know what the exact torque specs are. I'm just careful with it. I know those are not going anywhere right now. So the bottom's done. Go back up to the top with the 12mm. Again, I don't know the torque specs on those. I'm just doing them nice and snug. You could over torque these pretty easy, so be careful. And make sure to put your cap back on. That's good. That's it. Rip this off if you want. See all that crap hanging around in there. Should have done that first, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. Put your wheel back on. That's a done deal. I want to show you something quick. As I mentioned, the process is almost identical for the rear, but there's something you should do when you get a strut assembly for the rear that's going to save you time and make it so you don't have to bleed your rear brakes. And what that is this is where the brake line goes. And normally this is closed off. So you have to actually disconnect the brake line, put it in there and reconnect it. You just shave that off so it's open, and then you don't have to disconnect the brake line. You slide it right back in and then put the clip on it, and it still holds it perfectly secure, but you don't have to disconnect the brakes. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. And if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you have a 1998 to 2002 Corolla or Chevy Geo Prizm, all of the car fixes on my car fix playlist are of this model car. So if you're going to be doing a bunch of work on 1998 to 2002 Corollas or Prizms, check out my other videos because I show a lot of the fixes. Bye for now.